Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. I wanna evolve. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all. Living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all. Living like I'm trying to go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chilling with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she trying to kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough.
Okie dokie. So, mistakes were made. Oh, wait, we're not live? Or are we live?
Just the way you came in.
Oh, this is very level 1 right now. This is the level 1 intro for real.
Okie dokie.
She thought Flanders was about
That's what I whipped my head around.
Look, my bad. Hey, folks, welcome to another episode of LV1 Gaming Podcast. As you can see, the cast and crew looks a little different, but it is still a, I guess we could call it a quality experience. You know, I'm here and hosting, so that's definitely different. Yeah, there you go. Debatable, but you know, we'll take it. Nisa, Drake, you guys, much love to everybody who's watching. Please do the typical YouTube stuff, like and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and share this bad boy out. Let folks know we are live. Today, we're going to be talking about Bioware layoffs, Xbox moving more games over to different consoles, and then, of course, we got to touch on that Destiny 2 and Star Wars crossover. Guys, hey, what up, Stanley? But first, I want to give a quick shout out to everyone who supports us by helping us keep the lights on here, whether it's through Patreon or YouTube memberships. I want to say thank you to THX 1138, Strolly, Master Sith 40, Legendary Yobi, Andrew Wilkins, Referee Clark, Be Nice, PyCon Fusion, Dark Prince 6606, Shed, Nisa, Arcade, Natalie, Geek Life Mike, Slow Mo, Xbox Expansion Podcast, Blaine 158, J0387, Tao Zochi, Don Otaku, Lord Metroid, Johnny Man, and Miss L. And over on Patreon, I want to give a special shout out to Xbox Expansion Pass, who's also a Patreon supporter. He probably doesn't know that, so I'm gonna scratch that from the live because we do need all the money we can get, and if we can get money twice from somebody. But yeah, hey guys, now let's get on to the introductions. So drum roll. We have the maestro, the one who truly runs everything behind the scenes, the one who makes sure this podcast is not in complete shambles, the floor hugger. How you feeling?
Don't forget, I'm also the best HR person this side of the border.
Mostly because you let us get away with all the stuff HR should be stopping.
Hey, OSHA is not real pretty soon, but no, that's another story.
That's another story.
Yeesh.
But no, I miss y'all. It's
I know, right?
cold. It's been a long time.
What's the temperature up there in freedom units?
Freedom units? Gonna make me do the conversion on that?
I was gonna say, or you could just say your number and I can assume the worst.
It is, with wind chill right now, minus 17 Fahrenheit.
So what is that, like negative 20? Negative 40, I mean?
That is, with wind chill, negative 27 here.
Jeez. Oh, so my math wasn't too far off. Okay, I was around there.
Close.
Yeah. I took chemistry. But yes.
Wow, though.
Hey man,
It's
look,
cold.
dude, bro, that is ridiculous. Like, you can't do anything.
I'll tell you how trash Texas is. I built a snowman that wore shorts in 80-degree weather in the same month.
Oh, you like a Canadian? Dang.
I was like, hey, look, I was about to say, I was like, Jesus. But then we have, because once again, we're a Triforce today, right? Like we're definitely we're a triangle of power. So the other part to make us a triangle is DAL. Wait, how do you spell it? DALLAAAAS Z? Is it a Z? Is it an
Asterisk,
S?
apostrophe, because we all got those in our names.
Oh, so it's D apostrophe list. So D apostrophe LLAZ.
Man, don't forget the accent. Please say the baby. And the F is for phenomenal. Listen, man, we had a whole show before the show even started, and it sucks that we didn't hit the little red button on that one, because that would have made a great extra credit. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but we here for full credit, so it's good to see y'all again, man. Let's get it going.
Hey guys, look, and it's funny because I'm all looking for the next person to introduce, but it really is just us. So the chaos is gonna ensue. Ooh, I make the triangle. What you mean? I'm hurt. Let's be square. Strolly, we can definitely be square with us. Always. So let's start off with we'll start off with the bad, right? And layoffs in gaming have been one and the same, and it's such a wild and weird scenario because gaming is the biggest form of entertainment. It's the biggest form of entertainment. It's overtaken movies, music. Gaming is everything, and right now, right? But yet somehow, some way, it's like the gaming industry is crumbling from within. Somehow, some way, there's no money for people. Somehow, some way, games that are successful aren't successful anymore. Or even when games are successful, they don't. It's not enough. Full
Yeah.
Kendrick. It's not enough. So I want to read this first, and then we'll talk about it. So BioWare, and this is from Lane Pitts over at GameSpot. BioWare reportedly has fewer than 100 staff members left. Over the past couple years, the studio has suffered a wave after wave of layoffs and downsizing. Soon after EA's announcement that Dragon Age: The Veilguard, which is the most recent title to come out in the Dragon Age series, for those who don't know, failed to meet the company's expectations, and we'll get back to that. That's going to be a part that I want folks to hold on to. BioWare staffers revealed that they were laid off in addition to those moved to other parts of the company. A recent report states that the collective firings. With the collective firings, it leaves BioWare with fewer than 100 staff members remaining. The reason given by BioWare GM Gary McKay was taking the time to reimagine what the studio will look like going forward as a more agile, focused studio that produces unforgettable RPGs. Bloomberg is reporting that the studio now has fewer than 100 employees, down from more than 200 during development of the Dragon Age: The Veilguard. At its peak, BioWare consisted of 3 studios with a conservative estimate of 400 employees. Now,
You know what happened, right?
what?
Dead said it. They finished Dragon Age.
Yeah. People
That's
get
what
laid off
happened.
at the end of stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And it just, but this is what's really weird, right? And I don't know, because I don't develop, right? I don't develop my artistic talents usually stop and end here. Like I can write a little bit, but what I'm doing now is my artistic talent.
He lying. Baron got bars.
That's it.
Baron
Yeah,
is
bars
talented.
of chocolate and granola. But no, so looking at this, right? Like what does the future of gaming look like? Is everything contract work? Is it all nobody, there's no stability and everything's treated like a gig? Like what happened to the days of somebody retiring from video game companies? Like, why is it that you only hear about the few and the far between? It's not a standard anymore. Like, for this to be the biggest form of entertainment, right? For this to have the reach that it does, for a game to sell 1 million copies and still be considered bad, like, what are we, like, what's going on here? So Hugger, can you give me your thoughts about this, and what do you think this means when a historic company like BioWare, Western RPGs, to the max, what does that mean when they are downsizing and they're looking to be more agile and focused studio that produces unforgettable RPGs? What does that mean to you?
It gives me hope and fear. Hope because maybe it is time for them to refocus, and focusing a lot of people on a lot of things is hard because they do Dragon Age, Mass Effect, and then they have the Star Wars game that they maintain as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Des has always told us people get laid off at the end of projects. That's what happens. It just feels kind of sad that they're so small, but at the same time, we've seen 2-person teams crank out amazing games. So
Very true.
I'm just going to wait and see what the next Mass Effect is, because they put in so much work and showed us so much already that I'm like, okay. But what does this mean for gaming? I think, let me play devil's advocate. Let me play Snips. It's probably a good thing that people won't be at companies for long, because that's just not the way the world works anymore. And people almost become more valuable. It's almost like a trading card thing. Oh, you worked on Red Dead. You worked on this. I can pick you up for a gig. I'll pay your fee, and I can have your name on my game. Because what do people love to do? Even if they did the UI on like a Mario Kart game from a developer of a Mario Kart game.
Yeah.
Like, and it helps with burnout, because look at Assassin's Creed. they had the same team working on it for years, and what did we get? The American Revolution pack that was just like every other Assassin's Creed game before that. And they're kind of starting to get back into that. So let's not be scared right now for BioWare. Because we know they can put out quality, but they have stumbled and they can't keep doing this. They've stumbled since Mass Effect 3 because they had the support studio in Montreal work on it.
And then that ending.
With that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Andromeda suffered, Anthem suffered, the Star Wars game has had some issues back and forth. Like, they need something dramatic.
Dang, I totally forgot about all the issues that they've had in the last 5-6 games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I totally... Actually, now hearing that, I'm actually happy they didn't get shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, knowing the world... Yeah, the gaming world we live in now, and honestly, wow.
Because in every game that they released, no matter how it was received, there was like the skeleton of something great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As much as like, like you could see the potential. Like I'm very, very, very confident BioWare can crank out an amazing games in general for decades to come, right? However, what's going to happen that'll interfere with that process? What's going to happen that will turn that game, like turn all that potential into and wasted potential? We don't know, like you never know the inner workings of anything that, you don't directly contribute to. But I think that's the reason why they survived, because a company where we see talent, companies see dollar signs.
True.
So even if they didn't make it this time around, we still own a valuable asset. However, can't have too many more of those. And I think gaming, I don't see like the reasons for those issues changing unless like there's a financial incentive. You're probably going to have a studio that does things a certain way, and then a publisher that lets them get away with murder, and then for that thing to be massively successful before that's even a conversation. So I'm not super confident that things like this won't continue to happen. And at this point, you just gotta pray to the gaming guys that BioWare survives for long enough to make another Mass Effect.
Okay, so I gotta, in hearing that, because I was going to jump over to you, D. Do you think? Because when I read, going back to the article, when I read, where is it? More agile, focused studio that produces unforgettable RPGs. I hear AA.
Like a Focus Interactive kind of.
I hear your Elixes. I hear the Outer Worlds, Greedfall. This is what I hear when I hear that.
Good example.
No, you know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with these games. And as a consumer, because I always like to say I'm a consumer first, you don't get all this stuff through barter. I mean, we do, but I hear cheaper games. It's funny how everything was, I hear cheaper games. I hear more $50 experiences, $49.99, $39.99. Your random $30 games. That's what I hear more of, because maybe it could be a safer bet. Maybe it could be a maybe you can develop 2 games instead of 1. You get these, like, I don't know the budget of Veilguard, but I imagine it was insane. Even when I think of Veilguard felt a little more, from the time I played it, I didn't finish it. It felt more linear than of course Inquisition. And it even felt, it had a grand feel, but in actuality it felt small. It was smaller. Like it was very much
set piece to set piece.
Yeah, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like
amazing games have that structure.
Yeah, like some of our most favorite games.
War? Set piece from set piece. Like,
come on.
And even more restricted, but still just as amazing, the Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Which don't get me started. the way they marketed that game is what killed it.
Yeah.
They remember when they first showed it, they showed gameplay, and I was like, you guys know me. Right. I'm not an arena guy. Like, well, now I'm getting more into it thanks to Sword Art Online, but I'm usually not an arena gamer guy. But
first thing people said when they saw it.
Yeah, and remember I think we were all together watching when they announced it, and I was like, they should have led with the story. They should have led all story.
Fame was gonna be out, and I think one of the reasons they didn't do that, well, two of the reasons they didn't do that. One, gameplay wise, it was in an arena because they didn't want to make it even look bigger. They want to be compared to Guardians. I'm not to Marvel Avengers, right?
Yes.
I think, and we saw this same thing, which sources have confirmed this for me. But same thing that happened with Gotham Knights. They were trying too hard to not be the Arkham series, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the things. Two, I think they knew that they had an amazing story. And they knew that they'd done things that the MCU had not yet done. Yet they were going to be endlessly compared to the MCU. Rocket is dangerously close. His character in the game is dangerously close to his character in the MCU. That's where the similarities in, except for maybe Drax, but that's where the similarities in.
I heard it was a really good, because funny enough, I have the game. Of course, I have it, and I haven't played it.
Play that.
You should. I heard it's one of your backyard.
Oh yeah, backyard against. No, it's okay. You keep going.
They childish enough for it.
Yeah, that is true. That is definitely true. So here's another part of it that that needs to be acknowledged is according to a Bioware developer. I didn't see the exact tweet and who it was from. They didn't quote. Oh, they quoted it. From Michael Gamble. Bioware executive producer confirms Mass Effect 5 is still in development. So, when you hear all these layoffs, when you hear one of the historic studios who had 300 plus or 200 plus people working on the Veilguard, when, to see these layoffs, it's like, well, is Mass Effect 5 still? Does this mean Mass Effect 5 is way further off than we first thought? Does this mean we got years versus a year? Because that's a big chop. Now, of course, it's not like you're rolling over assets. Would it be?
How much of that? How much of it do you think was done before?
Oh, like they used them and kicked them out?
Yeah. Because after
pre-production job, you got paid for what you pay for.
That is true.
I think people, we love to be like, damn, this sucks, but let's say this game was in development for 5 years, to pay for 300 people.
For 5 years for a game that ain't sold yet.
Contract workers, which you usually have to pay a little bit more because they have to cover their own insurance and all of their own expenses. That's not cheap. So it was an investment. EA... And I think we'll get into another topic. Everybody wants all the money now.
Yes.
That's not possible because Ghost of Tsushima sold just as much as Days Gone.
But one was loved and one was a failure. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
So
saying the game didn't sell well because we didn't put live service stuff in. That would have killed the game. Let the game age and mature.
That's the next point I wanted to bring up. I did see that on social media. It was was it somebody at EA? I forgot exactly who said it, and it's gonna kill me. Me gold. Where's me money? Where's me money? SpongeBob, charge him. No, but no, like. The idea that was something that was said, folks. I can't find it right now, and I don't feel like hitting my keyboard all in your guys' ear. But there was, long story short, there was somebody within BioWare or within EA that mentioned, hey, if we would have put live service in this game, it would have been a success. And it's like people were
Pass?
Bro. Outriders is still the only game that I can think of that would have done better with a battle pass and seasonal content. Like, that's the only, like, I got, I talk about it all the time, guys. I got drugged through the mud on Reddit. It would have been more to work with. You don't like complete games. You don't like full experiences. I was like, no, I do, but with this type of game, you need something to strive for once you finish the story. Like you need it. Like there's whole enemies that you see that you never get to fight in the game, and it just yeah, man.
You can fix that in-depth crafting system, like legendary weapons, like a couple extra, like give it raids, something.
And I put a large amount of time into that game. But back to this. So the Veilguard would have sold even worse with that stuff because that would have gave people a reason. Because people were digging for reasons. If you guys remember, social media was hell when the Veilguard first released and the reviews went out, and you got people tripping out about orientations and all this and woke and da 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 da. There was so much of that going on. So imagine through all of that, you throw in, oh hey, and by the way, there's missions and gear in the single player experience locked behind microtransactions. Look what happened to Dragon. Look
left at that studio.
Dude, look what happened to Dragon's Dogma, charging people for port crystals, like for fast travel items. Like it just, like, come on, man. Like that's the last thing you wanted to do. But once again, suits are heavily embedded in the gaming industry, and all they see is dollar signs. But yes,
money on my mind, money.
Man. But dude, I'm telling you, and this is from Aaron McKinley at Game Rant. So this is about Mass Effect still happening. A Bioware developer has confirmed that the next Mass Effect is still happening despite recent layoffs at the studio. The long-awaited fifth entry in the sci-fi RPG series has faced a challenging road after Bioware initially revealed in 2020. Dang, it was a 2020 reveal. Oh yeah, when they had what was her name? Not Tali, the Asari lady, Liara. Why do I remember? God, I need help. I haven't played a Mass Effect. I haven't played Mass Effect probably in 5-6 years. Like I need to play Andromeda. Oh Lord.
Andromeda had the best combat. If they put that combat,
really,
I'll be completely happy. Oh yeah, the combat is
really
on point.
I might have to go try it. So let's see. So somebody from Twitter, Vada. Not uncommon on the beginning of phases of a new game, not quite as much to do as everything is getting planned out. Okay, which is kind of what Hugger was talking about. A game finished, people go home. At Gamble Mike is one of the very best in video games, and he's put together a strong team for what's next for Mass Effect. And then he said, Michael Gamble responded, as the note have said, we are still in pre-production. Okay, so that's what's going on. So the team is going to ramp back up. Let's see. Gamble did not go. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, Gamble did not go into detail about the state of the game or the studio, but confirmed that the next Mass Effect title was in pre-production. So look, that does make sense, but it seems so weird that this the world of gaming, it doesn't seem stable from the outside looking in. It doesn't seem stable at all. Like I would have a hard time telling my kid to go and pursue, like, hey, you should pursue this in gaming. Like that sounds like a death sentence. Like it and like and like Nisa said in the chat, per diem work is not fun, which I've done a few of that. I've done some stipend work. Like here's a chunk of money at the end of your work. Hopefully you survived until that check clears. Like you know what I mean? Like I've done it before. It's definitely not. Oh, and Ender came in with some notes. That said, Dogma's outsold Veilguard, though it's still took the Chinese investment money parachute to make the next game elsewhere. It's Suno. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, hey,
And
get your money.
We should be. I think we should take a step back. We are in a time where we are hyper aware of layoffs and everything happening. When this seems like a normal just company fluctuation that normally happens, as Baron read in the end of the article, there's nothing to do for why do you need a UI artist when you're not even worried about UI? So
Yeah.
We should definitely hold these companies to task of, hey, I don't like what you're doing because you want more money and it's not coming to these people, but this is just normal company fluctuation. This isn't anything it feels more like it feels like people are trying to blow Bioware's death now just a little bit.
Yeah.
Prematurely.
Right. And it's still just trippy, thinking about the list of games you mentioned. They have had a lot. They struck out a lot. They've probably got more grace than most other companies have. Now, saying it out loud but what's so wild? The games could have still been going. Like, people would still play Anthem. People would still play dang. Hey, I'm shocked they haven't. Oh, they did do a remaster of Mass Effect. I was like, oh, I'm shocked they didn't just do like
Legendary.
Yeah, I forgot they totally did that. Hey, what up, Troll? So we got Troll, Sly, Ender, Natalie, Strolly, Stanley, and everybody else who's watching. Please like and subscribe and send this bad boy out. Let folks know we're still live. So moving on to more happier news. To some. Happy. Age of Empires is making its way to PS5. Now, we know Phil and Xbox team and Satya and all these other folks, they're all talking about no red lines, no hard stops. They're embracing the Sega life. Hopefully they maneuver a little bit better, because for those who don't remember, the Sega Dreamcast was one of the best consoles ever, and it somehow still okay. But yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. So Age of Empires is making its way to PS5, and this comes from Umar Shakir or Shaklir. I can't tell if that's Shakir. It's an I. Sorry for butchering your name. Over from The Verge. Microsoft is bringing its storied real-time strategy series Age of Empires to the PlayStation 5, starting with Age of Mythology Retold and its Immortal Pillars expansion pack. Both launching on March 4th. Microsoft is continuing to evolve the Xbox platform with cloud gaming that works on almost any device and bringing more of the biggest franchises to competitors' systems. Microsoft will also launch Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition on the PS5 later this spring. The game will include content parity across platforms plus cross-play support. That is huge. That line right there, the cross-play support. If you're going to be porting things, my next thought is like, what if I own the game on Xbox digitally and I somehow link my account and show, like, will I be able to? Oh, are we going to get there? Oh, are we going to get there?
Great.
Are we going to get there?
You just promoted or prophesied something.
That would be great, because there are some games I would love to play on my PC that I just can't get over.
Whoa. I know why we won't, or why it probably won't happen, because of course companies want to make their money. It's like, why do I want to give up some of my server space to you and you didn't even buy the software here?
And I know you'll just buy it twice.
Yeah, but I am definitely one of them people who have 3 copies of Sea of Stars and still haven't played it. But hey, so don't ask me how many times I bought Skyrim or The Witcher.
Oh man, guilty.
But so the idea of buying things twice, we still live in that world where people will do that, because I'm definitely one of them. But yeah, guys, so what's next? So it's safe to assume everything. I know they said it. They said it. They told us everything is going. If Age of Empires is going, Everything is going. So what do you guys, I know we talk about this a lot and Xbox has already made it plenty clear. But Dallas, tell me what's your thoughts about the PlayStation community finally getting to enjoy some RTSs?
Man, I mean RTSs specifically, I'm not a big fan of myself, but I know a couple people who really would want to satisfy their God complex. Like I know a couple of those people that'll be into that, but I care more about like the implications. I care more that there's gonna be more, and I think that's like it's for us that's old that grew up, in the late 1900s. That is like monumental, unheard of. Like this is blasphemy for some people. Like some people are like with their pitchforks and they tiki torches, or like
he said
ready to take to the streets. But like it's just a giant leap closer to the future of gaming that we've been talking about for I don't know how long. Everything available, everything everywhere all at once. It's not just a really cool freaking movie. It's also like the way that gaming is about to be. And in that future, I won't have to buy Skyrim 6 times. Just this last 7th time as a part. You see what I'm saying? Just this last 7th time as a part of this new global service. And I think that's a really
globalization of gaming. Oh Lord, we're gonna end up on the dark web.
It's gonna be so like
from Cyberpunk. The big one.
We're about to have CTOS in every city. Like it's going.
Oh my god!
It's just gonna be Ubisoft offices everywhere.
That truck with phone,
and all I had to do was follow the damn train. The thing is,
come on, CJ.
As dark as that might actually be, I think from a consumer standpoint, because Baron is right, we are consumers first. We got into this because we are fans, and like now that we old enough to buy shit we don't need, we do exactly that.
Yep.
And as a consumer, it's a really exciting prospect, and I have a hard time thinking that anybody around me, including and especially the casual gamers, wouldn't be excited by that same thing.
And so at this point, Hugger, what's your thoughts on it? Like, just that when they said that's an Xbox, they, this or that. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I'm with Dallas. I sometimes gotta hop off this is our job and we're engrossed in this. For the casuals, like Crow said, StarCraft and AoE are better on PC. Doesn't matter. This is be the first time some people even get to experience it.
They get to even play these games. 100%.
Some of the stuff people wouldn't experience.
If you waited for the best of everything, we would have no consoles ever be on PC, where it's supposed to be the best version of everything. Because I can tell you the version of Flight Sim on console is way different than the PC version.
It's probably
are we
more
both
stable
experiencing
too.
it at the same time? Hell yeah! That's all that matters. I just want people to have fun and play games.
It's funny you said that, because I actually, like, as a personal thing, I try not to play the same game on PC that I'm playing on console because it'll make me not want to play it on console.
That's fair.
And I still want to be like laying in my bed playing games sometimes. So it's like I can't do that.
I'm gonna tell you this: getting a handheld will definitely open up your PC gaming to a whole nother level. It really will. Like if you talk to most people who picked up a handheld, they're like your Steam is getting way more use than it usually would. Your Steam account, like 100%, bro. Like and then games are like making sure to be Steam Deck compatible. Like they're really pushing towards that. Like that's like almost a new standard. Like
I'm noticing, they get a lot better at telling people like what games, when games will be Deck compatible, and like what the progress it might be on making them Deck compatible. It's wild.
I bet you at the Summer Game Fest we'll start to see that branding for that stuff coming up soon.
Oh yeah, especially. Oh, that was the next thing. I didn't put it as a topic, but it was something we were supposed to talk about. Nintendo announced their what is it, April 2nd, the Nintendo Direct about the Nintendo Switch. 2?
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let me go find that. So here right. So here, what price will make you not pre-order a Switch 2? Because I got a funny feeling we're all gonna get one. Just because we are those type of gamers. Hugger's not gonna go. Okay, Hugger's out.
I mean, because they have twice the price.
Can I tell
most people that have Switches?
Can I tell you guys I stopped playing Animal Crossing because I made the mistake of starting to get into the Animal Crossing like hashtags and like Pinterest and so I basically got shamed. Yeah, I got shamed out of it. I was like, oh, I don't play this game right. And then somebody seen my island and they were like, pears? And I was like, what does that mean? And I felt so much shame that I found another island that had different trees and I dug up all of those trees from that island and replanted them and got rid of all of my pear trees because of how embarrassed I was.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
The community's kind of toxic.
Yeah. Oh, but Nisa handheld rolled. Natalie, I'm not getting one because I bought the OLED and barely touched the thing. Hey, Hello Kitty Island Adventure. A lot of people love it.
When I get to the room tonight at the end of the night, I'm gonna look at my girl and I'm gonna go, ew, underwear, and see what happens.
See,
like
look,
if peer pressure works that way, then
look.
Thank you, Baron. I will be using my powers for evil now.
Well, let me read real quick. So the Nintendo Direct, Nintendo Switch 2, 4/2/2025. Nintendo Direct will be Wednesday, April 2nd, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, offering a closer look at the Nintendo Switch. This is literally all they say. Is there a video here? No, yeah, that's all Nintendo said. They know. They're like, we got you guys.
Short into the point.
Yeah, like, look, we're gonna do a closer look. Do you guys think we're going to see any announcements of third party, because there's been the talk of Xbox putting more games over there. Call of Duty is supposed to be, according to that whole legality thing, they're supposed to be putting Call of Duty on. Do you think we're going to be getting any Xbox games during the Nintendo Direct? When I say getting, are they going to be showing? Will it be in a sizzle reel? Are there going to be, anything?
I'm trying to think of games would be on there.
And a Nintendo Direct right now, part of me thinks Nintendo wants to keep the focus on Nintendo, at least at this moment. I think it makes it, or at least it's very on brand for them to just randomly have something one time and they'd be like, oh yeah, by the way, guess what? Because you remember when they was trying like the whole game streaming thing, there was very little talked about.
It was, and that was huge. Hitman, Control,
Dark Souls 3.
This is why I was shocked this is why I'm still shocked that we don't have Game Pass, a form of Game Pass on the Switch. It's just truly, honest to God, I'm shocked because that's what I thought was the next step, the way they were doing it, because those were major titles, like big games, Control, Hitman, Dark Souls, like these are big games and they were streamable on and people played them, and then honestly,
if I had to guess, like outside looking in, maybe they just needed to maybe the focus was on making a sturdier product. Because everything that the Switch does, except for play Nintendo specific games, everything that it does worse than everywhere else.
That's fair.
They got Bluetooth compatibility as a handheld super late. And like when they got it, it was trash. It's still trash, if I'm being honest. Like if you sleep the Switch, it disconnects and then you have to manually connect it again. And
that's horrible. I couldn't imagine. I always use wired whenever I would travel with my Switch, wired headset. I didn't know that. I couldn't imagine every time I hit the power button and turn it back on, audio's playing. Can you imagine being in class or something?
It's like so
and like you all trying to be sneaky and play the game, and then all of a sudden, are you with your kids and they sleep, and then all of a sudden, here we go, like it just cranks them all out, bro.
That's how nightmares and sleep paralysis demons start.
You see what I'm saying? It is just a mushroom-headed thing with a mustache chasing you, and you can't run.
And it's you hear
the next one. Okay, Switch 2, they can have Game Pass. I might get one because that would change the whole thing.
Well, okay, so I feel like that's pie in the sky right now, right? Actually, no, not really, because Xbox is all for it. Like that, so we know one party would 1,000% do it in a heartbeat. It's just a matter of not whether Nintendo would want to do it, which they'd probably have a curated list. It would be like Game Pass Core or something. But in my head, when I imagine it, but what Geek Life Mike with the $5 super chat. Your Backlog Barbarians, yes sir. Backlog Barbarians, and I was playing the Division 2, trying to rank up my character and get ready for our backlog night.
How is that?
It's actually fun. It holds up. Like the Division 2 is very fun. 1,000%. Really, I'm enjoying it. Only I don't know why I never finished. Probably just played another game. You know me. As soon as something else comes out. Oh, that was fun. Move on. Definitely got my $50 worth out of that. But no. What do you guys what would you like to see in the Nintendo Switch? Like what? Not even necessarily. Okay, just to kind of frame it, the changes I want to see from Nintendo almost have nothing to do with the console. It's all with the back end. It's the interface. It's I want to be able to add somebody without typing in a video game social. I want to be able to have trophies, some type of trophy or coin system. Maybe they could do some type of Ubisoft like reward system where you get access to things for completing things. Like, just little incentives outside of where Nintendo and we have the game you want to play. Like, catch up. Like when you got I honestly I love Ubisoft's system of like rewarding you for playing their games and having cross play. Yeah, like cross world items. Like, I could dress up my character like from X Defiant or from Splinter Cell, or you know what I mean? Like you could have your fun and while playing this one game. But yes, I really hope they fix the back end and make it a lot more, make me want to be in the Nintendo Online ecosystem. What about you, Hugger?
I don't care for the games because the game is not going to cover a third of the system. So
that's true.
The back end, make the online easier. And yeah, don't just be like, we're Nintendo, because everybody's kind of get disillusioned with that Apple quality of things. So like, just give us a little bit more. Baron said it perfectly. Treat me like the princess I am, please.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not gonna give me a sale on video games.
Man, don't get me started on that. And Dallas, what about you, man? What are some things you would like to see come from the Nintendo Switch 2?
I gotta be real with you. It's all video game based.
Okay.
Because we have a more powerful console, like I know it's probably the attempt to keep up a little bit. But at the same time, I want to see that power. I want to feel like I'm in the GameCube era. So GameCube was the last Nintendo system that held up, like as far as it held up. And that system was, because of that, we were able to get things like, we forget this, but Resident Evil 4 was originally exclusive.
Yeah.
To Nintendo. That's wild.
With a chainsaw controller and everything.
The chainsaw controller. Resident Evil 0 was pretty much built for it, and it was the first game where you could leave first Resident Evil game where you could leave items anywhere instead of in an item box. And I think people forget from a technical standpoint how much that meant to people. That means we might be able, we're not gonna get it back, but we'll get a little closer to that Nintendo. And that Nintendo cranked out some really good games. I want to
some of the top sellers. I wouldn't doubt it. Like thinking about, is it the best Smash that came out of the GameCube era?
Yeah. Yep, bro.
Yeah.
There was just so much, and then like even the stuff that people would consider shovelware, was good. There was a Zoids game. There was a Beyblade game. Like I know I'm showing what type of nerd I was.
No, but that stuff was there.
And they
had some good Star Wars games, didn't they?
Yes.
Rogue Squadron.
Rogue Squadron. There you go. That was it. Yep.
Eternal Darkness, great game. It would used to turn.
Oh my god,
let's do your save. Like,
oh my goodness, that's the mind F game. Like, and the fact that we can have games like that again, I do kind of wonder how we would, like, let's just say for instance, like the Game Pass thing, if Game Pass was on Nintendo, what would be omitted and from which end? For example, games like Death's Door, games like those games that are everywhere. Does Nintendo want that revenue, and so would they want to like exclude that from that service? How would that work?
I got you.
And I might be getting a little too nerdy, but those are the things I think about when I'm thinking about like the Switch 2 and how that rollout would actually like work and what's attached to it. But overall, and past everything, I want games. Give me Metroid, and give me Virtual Console. I want to be able to play Metroid Fusion legally without a Game Boy Advance.
Man, you're 1,000% right. Open the floodgates, bro. It kills me.
Spoon feeding us these games.
Yeah, put them all out. Just put them all out there digitally. You don't, and you know what's crazy? There's games that I would pay today price for like Ogre Battle 64 on a Switch. I would pay full price for it. I'd pay full price right now. Right now, I'd pay full price. I'd pay full price. Like, and I say that in the sense of like I won't happily do it. Believe me, I'd be on the show complaining. But that's how. It's weird to have all of these things. I wonder if it's just license issue. I hope that's what it is and not them just kind of like, we don't know if they really want it. Like there's some suit back there saying, who wants Golden Sun right now in this world? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like who wants Chrono Trigger? Who wants to be able to play it? Who wants to buy a Switch version of Chrono Trigger? Like, who wants that? Like I do,
and they probably
we don't even have Metroid Prime 4. Where's that game,
bro?
Oh man, I'm waiting.
See,
Bayonetta came out before it.
I paid for the expansion pack for Pokemon Emerald. You gosh darn dang right.
Oh yeah, Persona 5 is on. Persona 5 is on there. Metaphor is not on there. That's I didn't even think of that. Is Metaphor on Switch?
Ooh, I don't know.
Let me look. I'm gonna check. Yeah, y'all gonna hear some clacking because that's a good question. I didn't know. Oh wow. Yeah, it's not. So I wonder if that'll be one of the big RPG titles making its way to Switch. Because I wonder what they're gonna announce. Because I highly doubt this whole showcase is gonna be just about the console. Even though they could, to be honest, they totally could.
Have done it before.
They have. That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping that there's a little highlight of like, hey, this is what's coming. This is what's going to be day one. This is what's going to launch with. And I hope and pray it's not all Super Mario or Mario Kart. I hope not. Hey, wouldn't it be
hope
funny?
And pray it's not all Wii U games.
Well, why not? There's so many of them that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But not just that.
Are you one of the people who actually had the Wii U? Is that why? Okay.
I was going to say Wii and I was into it, but
I was like, my mom, up until probably a couple years ago, barely stopped using her Wii U because that's what she was watching Netflix on until Netflix app stopped working on there. Because
she's an old lady.
Yeah, a lot of people were using watching Netflix on the Wii. Like for a long time.
To. I remember when they. That's why I said
Nintendo does not care. They do not care what we think about. They do not care. If they're gonna do polls, they're a Japanese company, and what they want goes.
Yeah, they don't care. They really don't. It's and honestly, it's probably to their benefit. Like, just keep doing what you want to do and how you want to do it, and the world will let you know if it works or not. Like,
you have the bragging rights.
The food will tell you if it's good.
You have the bragging rights of saving the gaming industry as it was, even though we're rapidly approaching that again.
Yeah.
They sold us cardboard.
They sold us cardboard.
Not me, though. Like Mike says.
Me neither. Not me.
Somebody else.
But no, especially with the streaming. So overall, right? Going back to just the Switch 2, I expect to see a lot of in the future. I expect to see a lot of Xbox games. Like I see people talking about Halo Collection, Gears 5. Why not? If you can run Control, if you can run
Control, period, because that
is a
racing game.
And and you were able to stream it, you can do anything. And I just
got The Witcher 3 to work on the previous console.
That part. And what else? Witcher. What else was on there that I was shocked by? There was a game, a big game.
You were shocked by that Pokemon game that had 3 FPS in the background.
Oh God. Don't get me started.
Oh man, I want so much for them to just really lean into. If you're going to do if you're going to continue Pokemon without like acknowledging any of what any of the Pokemon clones did to improve it, at least go down the rabbit hole that you started with Arceus,
or lean into the augmented reality and make it to where you can literally take your Switch with you and go somewhere and be in experience different Pokemon.
I mean,
well, that too. But I mean, lean into it.
Switch?
Yeah. Ooh, do you think there's going to be an augmented reality? Yeah. Like, there's going to be a GPS thing? Like, nah.
Is there a camera on the Switch too? That'd be wild. They'll have an attachment if they did that.
You know what's wild? Nintendo's like historically known for having crazy attachments. Yep. Photo, printer, like these are
little light, magnifying glass,
all of these things, like all the attachments, even that attachment for the GameCube that you snapped on to be able to play your Game Boy Advance games.
Yep.
Like, bro, like that was, I remember playing my Game Boy games on my TV. Yeah, that's crazy.
64 had it too, come to think of it.
Yes, that's where for Pokemon Stadium, I remember playing my
with your Pokemon team from
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh, I loved Pokemon Stadium.
Ain't that, don't need to do anything.
No, but that's what I'm saying. All that integration, that was from when I was a kid.
Yes.
So why are we feeling like it's not there now? And that's why I'm kind of hoping they kind of go back to that with the Switch too. But yeah, dang,
that's why Nintendo so loved things like that. Like the stuff that we remembering right now is not necessarily the stuff that we've been seeing.
And that's old.
I hope Nintendo knows that, like, eventually you're gonna have to be the Nintendo we know and love. Like, weird, quirky stuff is great, and we love that you sold cardboard boxes. But like, can we have something now, please? Like,
y'all remember
the Mario Kart thing,
the Seaman game where you talked into the microphone on the Dreamcast from Sega? Like, where's the fun stuff like that?
Oh, that weird
called Seaman.
Yeah. And they look very creepy.
Oh,
I remember that.
About.
Yeah, they look very creepy.
Yeah. Those were the fun innovation. I mean, we can talk into our mics now, but you just, man, you brought me a blast
Power
from the past.
But I mean, they didn't stop doing it. They just stopped applying it in ways that we respond to.
True.
Like Labo was actually something, but we forget that they have like actual toy go-karts.
Yeah.
RC carts with an augmented reality like game attached to it. Now, if we could get more things like that, oh man. Like Baron is right about the Pokemon thing.
That would be cool.
I don't know how it would work necessarily, but still it'd be dope. Like, could you imagine it being tied to your local weather? Like, there's going to be an increase in fire types because it's hot. It's summer.
Wallpaper engine can do it. Nintendo can do it.
Right?
If Kojima could power your Game Boy Advance game weapon with the sun, then Nintendo can, like... We forget we had a solar panel on a game that actually functioned in-game, like, in real life, and the whole message was go outside. I could see Nintendo, like, getting with that in this generation.
Yeah, the fitness board, the workout thing for the Switch one.
No.
Oh, it's funny. You can still go to like
12.
You could go to any like swap meet or secondhand store and find a Wii Fit board like right now. But yeah, folks. So we're getting into the final moments. Let's talk about Destiny 2 and the Star Wars crossover. I was hoping it would summon Johnny somehow. But right. because like Dallas said earlier, if there was anything that would get Johnny to play Destiny 2, it would be the Star Wars crossover. So Star Wars and Destiny 2, and this comes from Land Pits over at GameSpot. Star Wars and Destiny 2 have come together in a brand new collaboration that features new in-game armor, ghost shell, emotes, sparrow, and ship, all with the shiny Star Wars branding. The collaboration was announced last week with a tease of things to come, only showing the Imperial armor ornament sets. The armor sets are one per class. The Shock Enforcer is a Stormtrooper for Titans. The Covert Rangers are Death Troopers is for Hunters. And the Royal Protector, Imperial Guard, the Red Dudes, is for Warlocks. This is the latest collaboration of Destiny, as past collaborations included The Witcher, Mass Effect, Assassin's Creed, but Star Wars was easily the most prominent and well known. Now, what's so when I hear this, I think it reminds me of how inspirational Fortnite is to everything. I mean, you're running around as a dude with an alien popping out of your bag playing Call of Duty, right? So how far reaching is this going to be? Like, can we expect more movie tie-ins into Destiny?
No.
Like,
I'm surprised it took this long, because let's be honest, since 2017, even before that, 2017 is when Destiny 2 came out, it has been like the quintessential space shooter.
Yes.
And for it to take dang near a decade to get a Star Wars collab is like, okay.
Yeah.
You're right. Fortnite,
man. Like my nephew now plays it, and I don't think wasn't Michael Jackson a character you could get, or am I tripping? No, I'm tripping. I feel no, like I think I've seen a meme. A part of me feels like there was a Michael Jackson skin, but for some reason I don't think so.
Like, you know,
there's John Wick,
where
so
like,
we'll
people
still
take
go
a
that
fake like picture of the screen and is Hank Hill actually in the game, or
make games weird again? Hashtag I like that. Hashtag make games weird again. Slitterhead, I still need to play that. I really do want to play that game just because of how absurd it looked.
I bought Indigo Privacy for that crazy like Mind F like remastered for that whole experience again, and it just won't work for whatever reason. I feel some type of way. Hugger, can you help? Like, I want to be a nerd. I got a good PC now. I don't need to know these things.
I just step though. You can't walk, so you got to start with that. You're a PC gamer now, so
you got to start small. Start small.
Oh man!
Honestly, pick something that is just like that you've been salivating for, and crank that up to go to that ultra menu or maximum, whatever it says. Put your headset on, make sure the baby's is rested, and just play whatever you've been wanting to play.
Okay, I forgot about the King of the Hill thing. We did talk about it. Whoa, like that, bro! Like that would be so dope. Like you get shot. And
I'm gonna buy my first skin clearly because I want like a propane accessory. Like, you know,
that's my purse.
I don't know you.
Propane, bro. Like, oh my god.
See, now they put all the little kids with the nostalgia. They're going for us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oh yeah, because that's definitely enough. Like Dallas just said, he's about to spend his first V-Bucks. He's about to buy his first V-Bucks.
Just for a Texas legend. Ain't true.
Propane tank, back bling, and a spatula pickaxe, please. Simplicity. Do it.
Yep.
Dang. Like I think it's wild that you're about to have Hank Hill running around shooting Godzilla. Like that's gonna be a thing in Fortnite.
Yeah.
That's
while using ODM gear
and while doing the whatever dance they stole from whoever.
Bang bang.
Man, it just. Right? Like, why is Hank Hill crip walking while holding an AR? Like
exactly.
That's true.
Hey now, say now.
Wow! Mustard! Why is Hank Hill yelling mustard?
Oh man.
Oh,
But yeah,
God.
I think they might actually make me spend my first like V-Bucks.
See, look, they did it. But with Destiny and Star Wars, is this enough to make you guys go and re-download? Because I know none of you have it installed. Re-download Destiny 2 and play and pick up and spend a little money. Is this a thing?
Oh, absolutely not. But mostly because
left over. It's already in the game.
Mostly because the last time I tried to get back into Destiny, I was so lost. I used to play Destiny every single night.
Same here.
Me, Fame, a bunch of us, like we had a clan, all that. Shout out Lawless Game. But I used to play it every single night. And for whatever reason, I tried to get back into it and it was just, I was lost. And they didn't pick me up from where I left off in the story. I think that was part of it. Like I immediately from the time I hit go, they like started me in one of the DLC. I didn't even know which one. And it was weird. And I got murdered, like bad. like, and that's Destiny was one of the only online games that I was actually always current in. You know what I mean? I was always like,
did your dailies, did your
exactly.
Fire Banner. Oh God, I have a Lord Saladin. I think I got 2 of them. When they came out with like the 10-inch figures, like
Rest in peace, Commander Zavala.
Man,
nah, for real,
man.
Say I love Lance Reddick. He plays so many parts I'm attached to.
What do I got? When am I gonna get my slit? No, hey, ain't nobody ever called me. No, hey, guys, we are at that final moment. I just want to say thank you guys for hanging out with us. Especially us being the Triforce. That's what we should have labeled this the Triforce podcast. I think we're gonna have a new name going forward whenever it's just 3 of us be the Triforce of truth, or the triangle of danger. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I really want to thank you guys and make sure to get all your news from LV1 Gaming. Let's all one time in the chat. Hashtag Dallas release that music. Let's all put that out in the chat. Hashtag Dallas
is coming, y'all.
That music. Hashtag, everybody get that trending. And make sure to like and subscribe if you're not. And if you enjoyed this even just a little, consider donating. Consider like throwing your money at us. We do take singles. And I guess I'll dance for it. I'm not too ashamed, but please, Hugger, get us out of here before I ramble anymore.
We love you guys. Sarang.
Peace.
Oh yes.